Some of the most common cheats caught on tape are fairly simple. Past posting is making a bet after you know the winning number. Operating as a team, the man at the right of the screen is working with the man at the top of the screen. In an effort to distract the dealer who is not in on the scam, the man on the right places a late bet that is rejected. With the dealer's focus elsewhere, the cheater at the top of the screen adds more chips onto the winning number for a payout of 35 to 1. Other cheats are fairly complex. Here, a woman strategically uses her purse as an attempt to block security cameras. Then, her partner in crime comes in to block with his body. The man seated is using a specially designed tool that's inserted into the mouth of the video poker machine. He's attempting to trick the payout sensor into triggering a jackpot. No matter what they know or don't know about security, cheaters always think they're smarter. Rest assured, the casinos are watching 24/7. And if anything defines security, it's the eye in the sky.
I do believe there are more cameras in Las Vegas than Washington, D.C. So here in Las Vegas, Big Brother is watching.
It's estimated that there are tens of thousands of surveillance cameras blanketing nearly every inch of every casino. And when something goes down, they will have it on tape.
It's eyes where we can't be. So it's a force multiplier, if you will, for the security and the surveillance staff.
Since their earliest days, casinos have tracked the action on the floor. For decades, surveillance was little more than beefy men walking the floor, looking for obvious cheats. But when cheaters upped their game, so did casinos. Catwalks were the big breakthrough. Suddenly, surveillance could invisibly monitor the games from above with the help of two-way mirrors. In downtown Vegas, the Hotel Nevada opened its doors in 1907. Renamed the Golden Gate Casino in 1955, it still has the remnants of their catwalk, the original eye in the sky. Operators got into the catwalk through a secret entrance on the roof.
So there you see it. That's the cart that they would lay down, face first on, and then they'd push themselves up and down the track. Exactly like being in a mine, because this would be closed so that nobody knew he was in there.
While older hotels are renovated to keep up with cheaters, the new casinos are designed with security in mind. The Aria Resort and Casino was constructed from the ground up to be cheat-proof. Security Chief Ted Whiting spent more than 3 years helping to design Aria's state-of-the-art surveillance system.
Anyone who's thinking of cheating Vegas should think twice, because we're getting better at this, especially specifically at Aria. We're getting really good at it.
With unprecedented access, we take an insider's view of one of the most sophisticated and restricted security setups ever built.
Aria is one of the most technologically advanced casinos. We've got over 1,100 cameras on our casino floor.
In the deepest recesses of the hotel's basement is the Surveillance Nerve Center. From here, they can oversee more than 150,000 square feet of casino floor, including 145 gaming tables and almost 2,000 slot machines.
We have 7 workstations, about 40 monitors, and of course we have access to all 3,500 cameras on this city center campus.
Surveillance has come a long way. Even I started in the mid-90s, and the cameras were still pretty good. Back in the old days, we used analog cameras. So an analog camera, they come in 2 varieties. PTZ, which is pan, tilt, zoom. And that means that our operators can move them. They can zoom in and out, back and forward, up and down. The other cameras that we used were fixed cameras. And those cameras are just a camera that sees one spot and doesn't move. So those are good. And we did surveillance for forever, for 30 years with those cameras, and it worked out fine. When we opened Aria, though, we wanted to take the best of the old technology and blend that with the best of the new technology, which is HD cameras or high-def cameras. And what that allowed us to do is increase our resolution by 3 times. Now we have the luxury of reviewing the video. We can prove that somebody cheated, and we can see it a lot better.
In this cheat, the cameras caught what was almost too fast for the human eye. The cheater seated on the left is playing blackjack and wins when the dealer busts. The dealer pays the cheater on his original bet, but the player flicks back the payout and then seamlessly replaces the stack, including a higher value chip placed on the bottom. Here it is again in slow motion, the flick and replacement. The cheater is indignant that the dealer didn't pay out properly. The pit boss is called over. They review the tape, and ultimately, the player is asked to leave the casino.
A lot of times when somebody's doing something dishonest, they're trying so hard to act natural, and in doing so, they're becoming unnatural.
In the surveillance war on cheating, one of the newest weapons is the 360-degree high-definition camera. Similar to Google Earth's ability to see city street details from outer space, the 360 system is like having dozens of cameras digitally combined as one image. This bird's-eye view gives observers the advantage of going back in time and zooming in or out to see exactly what happened.
360 technology is not used as a live viewing tool. This is strictly a forensics tool that's used after the fact. This is where we would go back after an incident has happened, so that way we can zoom into the picture and see where the patron has gone or the theft has taken place. And we do not miss anything on the casino floor. We can go back 7 days and virtually drop into the image and look around and watch a patron walk from one area of the casino all the way across the other area.
For surveillance insiders, the key to catching thieves is being able to identify them. Older eye-in-the-sky systems have lower resolution cameras that make it difficult to see faces clearly. To solve that, the Aria's design and layout was created with high-quality cameras shooting at eye level. And by forcing patrons to go through camera-heavy choke points, narrow paths in and out of the casino, surveillance is guaranteed a clean face shot.
We can actually grab individuals' faces and grab great ID shots. We have about 50 throughout the casino, so at some point, with you walking through the casino, we're going to get your face.
I don't have a bunch of people, but I have 1,100 cameras. I'm going to put some of those cameras on choke points, which is the skinny part of the casino. So now we use these cameras every day. Had we not put in these choke points, we'd never have a face shot of them. We have a list of over 6,000 people that have done things that they shouldn't do in casinos. Before they even arrive in the hotel, we put them through a filter in our database of people who have been trespassed or arrested here. So how do we protect the guests? We stop them before they even check in.
In this exclusive footage provided by the Aria, we can see from the inside exactly how the coordinated effort of the 360-degree cameras work when combined with the hotel's choke points. The couple who are playing the slots walk away without realizing they've left a purse behind. Within minutes, they realize the purse is gone and contact security.
Security will call and say, hey, we've got a woman whose purse is missing, and she was on row 100. We will track that back, even though it happened 5 or 6 hours ago, with our 360 cameras. So we'll track the thief back to the point where they stole the purse.
Using the 360-degree cameras, they can literally travel back in time and focus on the exact area around the slot machine where the purse was left behind. Soon after the couple leaves, the 360-degree cameras reveal a man in a black shirt carrying a white jacket. He looks around, then settles at the machine next to the one where the couple had been playing. He looks around again, picks up the purse, and quickly conceals it in his jacket. He makes his way out of the slot area, but to leave the casino, he must pass through a specific path or choke point where the Aria's cameras are focused for his close-up.
We catch them with a choke point camera. Now we take that picture of their face and send it out to our security network, our surveillance network, and then we catch them.
Almost instantaneously, the man's face is uploaded to casinos throughout Vegas, and in a couple of hours, he is arrested and booked for theft. At the Aria, the high-tech security system is a definite advantage. But the real inside secret to successful surveillance is having a team who can proactively ID cheaters before they strike.
We can look at somebody and tell, okay, they're all right, or no, oh, that behavior doesn't make sense. When you see people doing things that they're not supposed to do, they behave differently. They give off tells. Just like a poker player is looking for tells, our surveillance people look for tells for cheats.
A classic cheat found in Vegas happens when a player tries to swap or introduce cards from outside the game. Insiders call it card mucking. Here, the Aria has a mucker in its crosshairs.
And card marking is when a player brings a card in to make sure that he wins, and then he's got to get the bad card out again.
So what they'll do is their hand will be flat on the table. So the other hand moves around and works, and they're drinking their drinks, and they're picking their nose, scratching their head, and this hand works. This hand can't work, though, because there's a card under it.
Because each casino has its own proprietary card design, for the mucking to work, the cheater needs to acquire specific cards with the same design and logo. This is often done by sneaking them off one at a time, or having an insider who works at a casino steal an entire deck for them.
You can see the guy's manipulating the cards in a strange way. When he reaches into his jacket, though, we start to think something might be wrong. Now we see that the card has left our field of view. We can't see it. It's obscured by his hand. Now his hand is attached to the table. It's a perfect example of a flat hand as a tell.
Another cheat casinos watch for is known as card marking.
We deal our games face up when we can, and the reason for that is game protection. If the cards are face up on the layout, the players aren't allowed to touch them. Therefore, they can't mark them, right? Well, that's not right, because we've got video of a guy right here who's marking cards face up. And he just made a mark. His bet loses, he comes out with $100. While he does it, though, he notches the card. He had a piece of glass attached to his thumbnail, and he was hitting the card every time he collected a bet or he put out a new bet. So he touches the card and marks it with that piece of glass.
We suspect this person is cheap. We don't know he is, but we suspect he might be. So when he walks over to the craps table, we think, okay, this is it. Maybe we're going to catch something here. And yep, he's making late bets in the field, which means he watches the dice land, he sees it's a winner, and then he throws his money down. The funny thing is when he's doing this, we're watching him, we're getting security staged to go grab him. So there was no question, he was found guilty. This was easy. The video never lies.
Once they catch the cheaters on camera, hotel security works with Nevada Gaming to make the arrest.
We'll make arrests on the floor simply to send a message to both the cheaters and to those who may be involved with them that they're not going to get away with this.
Catching the cheater red-handed is important, so speed is everything when it comes to the arrest. Remember the man who was swapping cards?
We had security go grab him. They didn't grab him quick enough, though, and he was able to get his arm free. He reached into his jacket, popped the card in his mouth, and ate it.
As for the card marker, the glass was still on his thumb when they made the arrest. And the past poster? Once outnumbered, he went down quietly.
The gambling that they are doing is that whether or not they're going to go to jail and how much time they're going to do. You know, you get caught, that's it. Do your time. If you're a criminal and you're a cheat, going to jail is part of your job description.
There is another kind of insider working Las Vegas, and it's one that has casinos worried. It's when a dealer crosses over to the dark side. Even the most sophisticated tools can't always stop the casino insider who knows exactly how to cheat fast and cheat big.
About 30% of our arrests involve employees, one way or another. We have seen numerous cheats involving millions of dollars with the dealer or other pit personnel.
The story of one of Vegas's most infamous cheats begins far from the bright lights of the Strip in 2002 with a dealer named Fawn Tron who works at the small Saquon Casino near San Diego, California.
He was a gambler through and through. He dealt cards at Saquon for a while, but then he got fired.
Armed with an advantage of knowing how security works from the inside, Tron hatches his plan to cheat the casino. But to do it, he needs help, and he's got it in all the right places. His wife, Van Tran, is also a dealer at Saquon, and her brother, Ty Tran, just happens to manage the Asian table games.
Ty Tran knew intimately how each game worked so he could help develop their protocols of dealing for security, what have you. He also hired all the dealers, so that's where his knowledge came in.
The Tran gang focuses on mini baccarat, a table game where two hands are dealt per round. One is for the player, and the other is for the house or the bank. Players can bet on either hand. The hand closest to a 9 wins. Rules allow players to openly track and record cards and winning hands.
It's part of the game, so you can have a sheet of paper writing each the order of the cards that are coming out, which is kind of how they got the idea of tracking cards because you're allowed to do it.
A member of the Tran organization tracks the cards. Then, the dealer, who's also a member, uses his skill set to pull off one of the oldest tricks in the book, the false shuffle.
A false shuffle is simply making it appear that you're mixing the cards, but you're really not.
This is Van Tran. So you can see there's a large chunk of cards that are protected right here. And as we can see, it's going to be on the top of the deck. So she continues to have a very thick stack of cards throughout the whole shuffling process where she's protecting it.
Now, let's suppose that you recorded the exact order of these cards as the dealer picked them up. The dealer's in the scam, and the dealer keeps the cards in order. So for this demonstration, I'm going to put these cards face up on the top of the discard rack. On the next round, same thing would happen. The cards would get picked up in order. Now it comes time for the shuffle, and the dealer would mark the spot